Thursday, October 9th, 2025. And today the View opened up with, all the tension on Capitol Hill about the shutdown. And I saw several of those videos, long versions of those videos of those sort of discussions in the hall or in the halls. And quite frankly, they're all just embarrassing for everyone involved. That squabble between Mike Lawler, who's just an asshole. He's just a complete asshole. Between him and Hakeem Jeffries was embarrassing for both of them. Both of them just talking over each other and just trying to be big boys and don't come for me unless I ask for you. It's just bullshit. Is that your boss, Donald Trump? Excuse me. It was pathetic. Unzip your pants and whip them out. Really, it's so stupid. It made them all look like children. I think Joy said on one episode recently that she feels like the kindergartners are running the high school, and she's right. I mean, they just look like petulant little shitheads, and none of it helps. It doesn't make anybody look good. It doesn't make the government reopen. It doesn't pass a budget resolution. It doesn't. None of it is helpful. And so, when we say we want someone to go and fight for us, that's not what we need. That kind of squabbling. You need a little more tactical. Yeah, we like the fire in the belly, but don't be an idiot. Don't be a jackass. And do something productive. Fucking do something. When we say fight, we want you to actually accomplish something. And that's just a waste of energy, all that bullshit. And it's really, really, really embarrassing when Marjorie Taylor Greene is the voice of reason. I mean, for fuck's sake. The sad thing is, she's right. And again, I think I said this yesterday, the only reason she cares is because it affects her children. She's got two adult sons whose premiums would triple if they didn't get those uh, ACA subsidies. So it's like, anyway, I mean, I suppose it's like, who cares how she comes around to it? Um, but, and Mike Johnson not swearing in the newly elected House member from, I think, Arizona. Um, it's cowardice. And dumb little Sarah Haynes. Um, it's you swore in some Republicans when you were off session. It doesn't. Your reasoning doesn't hold water. No shit, it doesn't hold water because he's a lying piece of crap. And Sarah, they have 20 weeks that they're not in session, but that's not 20 weeks of vacation. That's intended for them to go back to their constituents, they hold town halls, they do the meet and greets, they are expected to be part of their community that they came from. People weren't supposed to be, representatives were not supposed to live in Washington full time. That wasn't supposed to be their job and their career. That was regular people from town who represented the district that went to Washington to vote on bills. They weren't supposed to stay there the whole time. And that's part of the problem, is that they are in Washington too much, um, because they're poisoned by it. And they lose touch with actually what's happening in the country. They're so concerned about the politics of things that they forget that they're there to represent people. Um, and they're enriching themselves, which is abhorrent. But until we get more people who are willing to take the money out of politics, I mean, who wants that job for $174,000 a year? Do they all make the same? That seems weird. Um, but anyway, it's Doesn't seem like fun. It should be. Um, and people should want to do the problem is that, one side pretends that they want to do things for the constituents, the other side doesn't even bother to pretend, when in actuality, neither of them really want to help too much, because it would ruin their own gravy train. But anyway, ugh, it, politics is gross. Um, so anyway, the government's still shut down, and now and Trump is talking about not giving back pay, and I think the IRS is going to lay off a whole bunch of people. The TSA is working with no um, pay. The air traffic controllers are working with no pay. That stuff never goes well. Like it. Anyway, and then the next story was about Katie Porter, which I kind of find hilarious. They wandered off topic a bit in a hilarious way, but um, Katie Porter is kind of known for being fairly abrupt and abusive to her staff, and I think all you're getting is a little bit of unvarnished Katie Porter. I mean, if she's doing that, though, if she has that kind of behavior, whether in that interview or that that Zoom call or whatever it was, if she's doing that while cameras are on, imagine what she does when there aren't any. And I love how the women are like excuse it, like, yeah, she's just premenopausal. Sometimes you're having a bad day, and you know what? Sometimes people are just, you know, cunts. They're just not nice people. Um, and that's okay. Like, I mean, it's not okay, but it's like it's okay to point out. Um, she was very effective in her little whiteboard shtick, but that's the only shtick she had. Um, I kind of lost respect for her when she tried to run for Senate against Adam Schiff. It was like, you're better off to stay in the House. Now she's running for the governor of California. I was like, I don't think you have the temperament to do it. Um, but whatever. Um, and Whoopi goes on this sort of tirade that lots of people behave like this, and admitting to herself, like, I've been rude to journalists. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes it's okay, but not that it's okay to be rude, but sometimes it's okay to stand up for yourself and say, I'm not going to answer this question, or I'm not going to continue this interview. And I don't think, and Katie Porter has every right to do that, but if you watch that actual interview, what she got mad about was the reporter repeating her own words back to her. And it didn't make any sense why Katie Porter was getting so upset in that instance, because all the reporter was doing was, just to clarify, you just said I don't need these 40% of people to win. And she was like, yeah, in the general election. But I'm going to try to win every vote. It's like she was talking out of both sides of her mouth. She did contradict herself, and the reporter was just calling her on it. And to say, I want to talk to you about these things, I want to have a pleasant conversation about these things that are on this piece of paper, and that's it, no follow-up questions. It's like, what? That's the nature of an interview. Anyway, it all seemed pretty stupid to me, and um, I don't know. Katie's getting dragged, but when people are just like, oh yeah, she's always been like that. Oh yeah, like, wait, you should have tried working for her. Oh yeah, the staff. Oh yeah. Um, when people are just so ready to be like, oh, she just treats people awfully. Maybe she just treats people awfully. That's you're allowed to call her out for that. Um, but anyway, um, Amy Klobuchar apparently um, used a comb as a fork to eat her salad once. I love that story. I don't know why, but in my head, she threw the comb. I don't know if that's true. I think I made that up, because I once worked for Estee Lauder, and um, uh, Elizabeth Hurley was the model, the face of Estee Lauder, and she would throw the brush across the room. Anyway, um, you know, we're still just, steps away from martial law. But maybe I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. Everything just feels really heavy. Oh God! And tomorrow they announce the Nobel Peace Prize winner, and it's not going to be Donald Trump, and he's going to be like, "I fixed the war in Gaza, and they still didn't give me an award." That's because you're a criminal and an asshole, dipshit.